Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and as promised, this is tutorial number 1. Now today we are diving into something that really makes your scenes instantly look professional. That is soft lighting. Don't get me wrong, having hard shadows is good if you're going for that kind of aesthetic. But if you're going for a more clean and professional look, then soft lighting is the way to go. Now I have some examples here of soft lighting that I'm showing you that I really found nice, like this keyboard scene here. Actually, these two keyboard scenes are really beautiful. This one is cinematic but still soft. This one is also nice. It gives it a more realistic kind of look when you use the soft lighting. This one is really clean. This laptop one is also really clean, and this is the one we are going to create today. And after this, you would have learned the concept of soft lighting. Now everything we are going to do is in Cinema 4D. We are going to use the models from Cinema 4D. I didn't want to model since it is a lighting tutorial, so I didn't want to model. Now open up your Cinema 4D and just come to the asset browser, and we are going to search for laptop. As you can see already, for me, I'd already searched for it here. Now drag and drop your laptop into your scene just like that. It will load it up for you like that. So I'll just close this, and I'm just going to quickly set up the composition to match this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a camera. So add a camera, and then I'll come to the composition settings. We're just going to change this to vertical 1080 by 1920. Okay, so there you have it. You have something that is already vertical, and the next thing I'm going to do is just create this kind of composition. We are just going to create this kind of composition right here. Before you even light, it is very important that you put up your composition the way you like it. So I'm just going to rotate the screen just a tiny bit, just like there, and then rotate the whole laptop. I think it is something like this. I think this is it's almost like that. Now we'll position the camera to still kind of get the same look we have here. I think this laptop is almost like engulfing the camera, so it's almost like that. I think, yeah, like that. Now of course this is too skewed. We are going to make this like 90 for us to get a portrait kind of look, and then we'll just move out just a tiny bit and position your camera in a nice way. I think this is a good way. Yeah, don't mind about the cutout edges, it's all part of the compositioning. Now the next thing I'll do is just come to filters and remove the work plane, so that we can have a clean workspace before we start our lighting. Now what I like to do is I'll start the Redshift render view, and then I'll dock it here like that, so that we can have a side-by-side look of what we are doing. Now because of the lighting we are going to do, we are going to start without the texture. So we shall do the clear render like that. As you can see, it is boring right now. So for you to start your soft lighting, you will need to add an area light. And this is how the concept of soft lighting works. I'll just put this into Redshift camera so that I can jump out anytime. Also, I'll add a target tag to this light and then put the laptop as a target. Now let me just jump out of this camera so that we can do things easily. This light is already large, but let me show you what happens when you make it small. Now when you make it small, you see the shadows become hard. Let me just move it up a bit. The shadows become hard. It doesn't really matter the intensity it is on. The shadows become hard instantly. And also, like, the light is focused on one part, so you have this part, like here the shadows are hard. You can see the shadows are hard here, so it's almost like it is a torch lighting this place. Now the reverse is true. When your light is big, the shadows are softened. As you can see now, you have light spreading over a large area, so the shadows are actually softer. Now what I'll do is just move this light up a bit, so kind of like there. I'll also like angle it just a bit, and look at our reference. This light is almost at the back like that, because there's a shadow. If you're to see very well, there's a shadow somewhere here. There's this shadow, so it's what you're trying to recreate. So you come to Cinema 4D. We are going to just going to increase the size of this just a teeny bit, and then move it, try and move it to the back. Sorry, we are just going to try and move it to in the back like that. We are getting what we want, so I'll just need this here like this. That is so dark, it is not what we want. We want something like that. That is what we want. So I'll just drag it in a bit. Again, you can position this to your liking. For me, I'm just doing this because, yeah, it's what based on what I've seen, it's what I'm preferring. So the next thing we shall add is a dome light. So I'm going to name this my key light. We shall come back into adjusting the intensity and everything. Actually, let's just do that. Let me just make this 20, and then bring it a bit close somewhere there, because it's 20. Also, clear renders are a bit misleading, because if you switch this back to the render view, you can see how blown out it is. It's really blown out. And yet if you're to do this, something like that, you get a better view. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stay in this view, because, yeah, clear renders are really misleading. Now, next thing we shall do is create our dome light. And what we want our dome light to do, as you can see, it is almost already creating the magic we want. Now, what you want your dome light to do is, this is going to be our background. So you leave it in camera, turn out the diffuse, turn off the reflections, turn off the transmissions, everything, just turning everything off, even acoustics if you want to. I mean, you just turn everything off, so that you're left now with, you just have the background. If you come here, and you change it to like this, you get like a background for yourself. You can change the color the way you want, depending on your liking. And this is how some people create their backgrounds. Others, you can use a backdrop. This is a hack that I prefer, because when it comes to rendering, it doesn't really see this as a texture. It sees it as a void, like a blank space, because there is no texture to it. It's just a color. Now the next thing I will do is we're going to duplicate this light. Oh, before you duplicate this light, now the other hack onto creating soft lighting is using soft boxes. Now if you've ever been to a photo studio, a softbox diffuses light. That is basically what it does. Now, of course, if you go to Grayscale Gorilla, they have a very, very nice pack of soft boxes, but it's also a bit expensive, and you don't want to go that way if you're not well income wise. Now what you can do is a hack that I learned. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your Photoshop, create a composition of your liking. Me, I did 1080 by 1080. Now you drop in a white background. After dropping in a white background, get your brush, make it really big and make it soft. What you're going to do is just tap on the white background or the black background that you've created. Tap on it and it will create for you a gradient. That is an easier way to create a gradient. Now you're going to come back to Cinema 4D. After saving that file, come back to Cinema 4D and then you import it. Now for me, I already have this saved, so I am going to go to my file. I'll browse through where I have it saved. I'm just going to browse where I have it saved. So here are my softboxes, and I'm going to use this softbox here, softbox 1. I'll just leave it to load. Now I'm going to show you the difference that it is creating. Let me just duplicate this light, and I'm going to delete the softbox on this one. So we have no softbox here, we just have the color. This is how it looks like with the color, just only the color. And this is how it looks like when you add in a softbox. It's a bit softer, it's not harsh. You see how this one is harsh? It's really blown out here. This part is all blown out. Actually, the best thing I can do is bring this closer so that you can see it much better. You see how this part is really blown out? Now if I put a texture, you can see instant. Even if I brought it closer, instant. It is not that harsh, it is more controlled. So that is how you can go about it, creating a softbox without actually breaking the bank. The next thing is we are going to duplicate it and this and name it rem, and what you are going to do is just bring it below. And when we bring it below, I just want to position it in a way that it only gives me reflection. So I'm going to turn off this light so that I position this in a way that it only gives me reflections. No, has it crashed? I hope not. Okay guys, don't be like me. Guys, don't be like me. My machine just crashed, and yeah, I've managed to recover the file, so we shall continue from where I was. We're trying to create this rim light, so we're just going to position it in a way that it only gives us reflections, so we don't need anything else apart from the reflection. So that this right here is actually good. Bear in mind that this is actually from the screen, so if you come to the laptop and you come to the screen, this is from the screen. Yeah, that lighting is from the screen. This that is hitting here, it is from the screen. Now what we want is only this reflection, and we are going to make this light a bit smaller, like 10. Make the intensity smaller. Yeah, so like 10 is enough, and then we will push it down a bit, something like that. So now when we introduce this light, you see it starts to come along. Everything starts to come along like the way it's supposed to be. And then if you're to like change the rotation of the screen, let's just do it here. Just hit it like that, and maybe remove the emission from this. I'll try and just put the emission on like 0, because I don't want this light here. It is okay. 0 is 0.5. I didn't want this light. This light is it's anyway, we'll do with it. We'll deal with it. So 0.01 maybe. So you can see it comes along. I didn't want this to light to illuminate this, cause we are going to add an HDRI that is going to illuminate everything. And that is what we are going to do next. We are going to put this as our background, and then we'll create a new HDRI. So you'll come to lights, add a dome light, and this will be our HDRI light. So we'll come here to our assets browser, and then we'll search for HDRI, and then you can choose any from here. Personally, I like using what is interior, so I'll use this, and I'll change this from auto to raw. Always change the color space to raw. And now the next thing I can do is remove the saturation, because I don't want any color to it. I don't want it to add any color to my scene. Now the next thing I'll do is I'll come to details and remove it from the camera. I don't want it to be seen in the camera. Okay, we'll just remove this from the viewport, because it's disorganizing our view. Now next thing I'll do is what you just need to do is just position your HDRI in a way that you feel comfortable with. I'm also going to reduce its intensity to 0.5, so half the size that it is already putting there. I'm just going to bring up this screen to, I'll use its material, the screen material, bring it to like 1. Yeah, and there you have it, guys. That is how you would create soft lighting. It's now from here on, it is just upon you to beautify your render. It's absolutely up to you. Again, it's dependent on you, your liking. That is how you would create the soft lighting. Actually, I would, if I were to go crazy, I would put this to 2, so the screen is more illuminated. Yeah, and then I'm comfortable with this, and then you would have soft lighting just like that, and that is how you create soft lighting or something like that. It's again dependent on you. You just now have to go in and beautify your render. So yeah, if this helped, if this tutorial helped you, give it a like, subscribe, be sure to hit the notification icon, and we'll be dropping tutorials every Monday. So if you find this helpful, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to share these tips on TikTok and on my Instagram. Don't forget to follow and like even there. And yeah, let's wait until the next one. Until we meet again, guys. Thank you.